Good morning, friends. Myself Kedar Badeka, and today I'm taking your second lecture of Industrial Basics of the Industrial Engineering. In the previous series of the lecture, which is the introductory lecture of our Basics of Industrial Engineering, and in this lecture we try to discuss the basic things about the industrial engineering, right? In the last lecture, we start our first chapters and also discuss about the basic things about the industrial engineering, what we have to learn, what are the outcomes of the basics of industrial engineering, how it's helpful to us in our industrial life whenever you get enter into the industries, which is very beneficial. I already discussed with you that the industrial engineering is the subject like that we can understand this subject with the basic of the theories, with the land acquisitions to the product delivery, right? All the sequencing between the land acquisitions to the product delivery, we can actually understand what is the market perspectives, what is the product forecastings, and all each things about the wages and all the things we can understand through the theories of the industrial engineering. So this is very important subject for your career, and this kind of the knowledge you can actually utilize whenever you enter into the industries. So this is all about the industrial engineering. In the last series of the lecture, we try to discuss about the basic things about the industrial engineering, where we start our discussions with the site selections. What are the subsequent factors, or what we have to take care whenever we try to finding some land for our industries. So these are the basic things that the land acquisitions or the land purchasing is very important aspect in the industrial engineering. Whenever we start the land acquisition process during this tenure, so it is our basic duties to keep in mind this kind of the concept during the land acquisition. So we just go through it, the previous discussions, and we can forward these topics in this lecture. So in the previous lecture about the site or site selections of the land acquisitions, there are some infrequent but the important, which is being in the right place at the selections of the right place in the right time, right? The most consider other factors, especially which is the financial considerations. You have to also take care some of the financial considerations. Suppose I'm giving the example. Suppose you want to buy the land right in the middle of the Ahmedabad, right? You suppose you have the budget of the 10 crores, right? In 10 crores, a very small piece of the land you can acquire in the middle of the Ahmedabad. In the same way, suppose you have a same budget of the 10 crores, right? And suppose you plan to purchase a land which is very close to the Viramgam. I think you can get the 10 time bigger land, 10 time bigger land very close to the Viramgam. So this is the financial consideration. Suppose you have a future scope of the expansions of your plant, right? So these are the basic considerations you have to keep in mind. Keep in your mind that suppose in future you have to expand your facilities, which is not possible, which is in the middle of the Ahmedabad, but which is possible at the some of the far distance from the city. So financial considerations with the land pieces of the acquisitions, and then the location decision is made more often for the service operations and the manufacturing facilities. Manufacturing facilities and the maintenance facilities are very close to the cities area, so you can acquire some of the skill operators, and you can operate your plant in emergency consider whenever the breakdown is to become. Then also for the manufacturing aspect, if there is a possibilities the certain kind of the closed marketplaces is available with your manufacturing locations, so it is very easy to sold your product in the local market, or you can also sold very close to other marketplaces. Then the land criteria for the service, which is the access to the customer, where the customer which is available, the location criteria for the manufacturing facility. You have to see that the nature of the labor forces which is available. You need a skilled and non-skilled worker both, right? Sometime in special kind of the operation you required some kind of the skill operators, but in the same time you also need some kind of the non-skill operators for some kind of the help of the skilled workers. So you have to check that both kind of the skill which is available to your manufacturing locations or not. Then what kind of the labor are demanding some kind of the cost, right? Suppose in the I'm giving you one example in the Ahmedabad, right? Suppose you are making one home, right? The some kind of the labor which is come for the one day with the charges of the 600 per day or 700 per day. At the same time you want to same kind of the skill of the labor which is at the Viramgam, which is also available at the cheaper cost, which is the 450 to 50 500. They are ready to work for the one day. So this is the labor cost which is you have to keep in the mind. Then the proximity to the suppliers and the market, there is some kind of the easy facility which is to be available to the supplying the product to the market. Then the distribution of the transportation cost, energy availables and the cost, community infrastructure. If it is possible, you have to keep the basic infrastructures to your employees for their families about the hospitalizations and the schooling facilities. The quality of the life in the communities, which is quite important for the mental health of your employees. So then the government regulations and the taxes, you have to keep in the mind what are the current governmental rules and regulation for the taxes deductions and taxes flexibilities which they are given for them. Then the next, which is the global location factors. What kind of the, these are the local site selection factors. Now what are the global? These are the factor which is affecting globally around the earth, around the world, around the India. So these are some kind of the global factor you have to consider during the site selection. The first, which is the government stability. Whenever you want to plan to purchase a land, you have to state, you have to watch the government stability's condition. Suppose you are buying the land in the Gujarat, right? So since last 25 years, the same kind of the government is rule over the Gujarat. So there is a certain kind of the stability where in the same kind of the reverse cases, right? Suppose you want to purchase a land in the Rajasthan, right? Some kind of the non-stability atmosphere which is stable in the Rajasthan, right? 5 years for the BJP and 5 years for the Congress are ruling over the Rajasthan. So certain kind of the stabilities are not there uh, in the policy making systems. Then the government regulations, as the government which is changed, the regulations will definitely change with the certain kind of the times. Then the politicals and the economical systems are also most important global factors for global factor for that kind of the scenarios. Then the economical stabilities and the growth, which is very important for your industries, your land acquisitions, your local and global factors both. Then the exchange rate, then the culture, then the climate, both are you have to see some certain kind of the local culture, certain kind of the state culture, and global culture you have to adopt for your convenient environment. And the climate, which is also certain kind of the cold and certain kind of the hot atmosphere which is difficult for the human being for working at the 8 to 10 hours in that tenures. Then the export and import regulations and the duties and the tariff which is providing the government is if the government or the state government of the central government is providing some kind of the export and import relaxations or some kind of the duties relaxations for the 5 year or 10 year, if you buying the land in the particular special investment zone or not, right? So you have to check all these things for the export import regulations. The next, which is the raw material availabilities, number of proximities of the supplier, transportations and the distribution system, labor cost and education. You have to think all this parameter for the educations of your employees, availabilities of the technologies, then the commercial travels, some kind of the transportation facilities which is available for that, then the technical expertise. Is it able to you give the technical expertise for your employees? If you are providing certain kind of the skill for your technical skill for your employee, they are upbringing with the technical skills, and which is very much helpful to your industrializations. And then the cross border trade regulations, you have to also look at that your country is having some kind of the world trade organizations or regulations. Your country is, your state is have some kind of the collaborations with the certain kind of the countries or the state for solding or importing some kind of your product in their countries or their state. So you have to also check that. Suppose you are making certain kind of the special product which have certain kind of the potentials to sold over the other countries or other state. Then the group trade agreements, you also check through that with the world trade organizations. So these are the global factors we have to keep in mind during the land acquisitions. Now, what is the plant locations? The plant location is refer to the choice of the region. The plant location is refer to the choice of the region and the selections of the particular site for setting up a business और दी फैक्ट्री. तो यानी ये प्लांट लोकेशन जो है वो हम लोग किस लिए रिफर करते हैं? तो कि चॉइस ऑफ रीजन के लिए, जहाँ पे हम एक पर्टिकुलर जिस साइट के ऊपर हम लोग पर्टिकुलर अपना प्लांट या फिर बिजनेस या फिर फैक्ट्री लगा सके. एन आइडियल लोकेशन इज मोर वेयर द कॉस्ट ऑफ द प्रोडक्ट इज कैप्ट मिनिमम. जहाँ पे आप जो है, एक आइडियल लोकेशन किसको बोलते हैं? एक आइडियल लोकेशन जो है वो लोकेशंस हैं जहाँ पे आप अपना प्रोडक्ट का प्राइस जो है वो कम प्राइस में उसको मैन्युफैक्चरिंग कर सको विथ अ लार्ज मार्केट शेयर, जहाँ पे बहुत उसकी मार्केट पॉसिबिलिटीज हो, एंड ए लीस्ट रिस्क एंड द मैक्सिमम सोशल गेन. बहुत कम रिस्क के साथ और आप ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा जो है उसको सोशलाइज करके मैक्सिमम सोशलाइज गेन कर सकें, ऐसा लोकेशन जो है वो एक आइडियल लोकेशन जो है वो माना जाता है. इट इज़ द प्लेस of maximum net advantage or which give a lowest unit cost of the productions and the distribution. What is the importance of the plant locations? So the plant layout is an important decision as it represent a long term commitment. Plant locations जो है वो बहुत long term commitment है. वो आपको, आप जितने साल तक उस प्लांट में काम करोगे उतने साल तक जो है वो अफेक्टिंग थिंग्स है. एन आइडियल प्लांट लेआउट शुड बी प्रोवाइड एन ऑप्टिमम रिलेशनशिप among the outputs, the floor areas and manufacturing processes. It facilitates the production processes, minimize the material handling, time, cost, and allow the flexibility of the operations, easy production flow, make economical use of the building, promotes effective utilizations of the manpowers, and provide for employees conveniences, safety, comfort work, maximum exposures to the natures and the light and the ventilations. It is also important because it affect the flow of the material and processes, the labor efficiency, supervision and control, use of the space and expansion possibilities, etc. These are the importance of the plant layout. Now, what are the advantages of the rural area? Suppose you are, there are the certain kind of the land departments, right? suppose they have certain kind of the advantages of the rural area and certain kind of the advantages of the urban area. Suppose you are buying a land in the rural area, what are the advantages? As compared to the city area, the land is available at the cheaper case. सिटी के आप कंपेयर करोगे सिटी के साथ, तो बहुत कम दाम में आपको वहाँ पे जो है वो ज़मीन जो है, जो लैंड है वो आप एक्वायर कर सकते हैं. द लार्ज प्लॉट ऑफ द लैंड इज़ अवेलेबल which can be developed for a factory site, office building, residential quarters, horizontal arrangement of the plants, machines in the vast areas of the land is to be possible. Due to the lower standards of the living, the rate of the labors are relatively lower. वहाँ पे जो है वो जो स्टैंडर्ड्स है, लिविंग स्टैंडर्ड वो बहुत कम है, नीचा है, इसलिए आपको रिलेटिवली लो कॉस्ट के अंदर लेबर जो है वो मिल सकते हैं. एज कंपेयर टू दी city area, the labor forces is more or less stable, which reduce the rate of the labor turnovers. आपको सिटी के एक एरिया से कंपेयर करें तो लेबर फोर्स जो है वहाँ पे ज़्यादा स्टेबल तरीके से आपको मिल जाएगी, ज़्यादा लोग जो है वो छोड़ के नहीं जाएंगे. द इंडस्ट्रियल रिलेशनशिप बिटवीन द लेबर्स एंड मैनेजमेंट आर रिलेटिवली एमिसिबल्स. वो एकदम बहुत एकदम आप ढंग से जो है वो वहाँ पे चला सकते हैं. द टोटल टैक्सेस which are found in the city areas are partially non-existent in the rural area. ज़्यादा बहुत कम जो है वो टैक्सेस जो है वो रूरल एरियाज के अंदर लगते हैं. द म्यूनिसिपल restrictions which are found in the cities are not exist in the rural areas. Suppose the height of the building, right? ऐसे कुछ म्यूनिसिपल जो है वो रिलैक्सेशंस जो है वो रिस्ट्रिक्शंस जो है वो यहाँ पे रूरल एरिया में नहीं लगते हैं. Then the slums and the dirty residents are not found in the rural areas. So rural area is convenient for the good health of the worker. जहाँ पे आप वर्कर की अच्छी हेल्थ के साथ उनको क्वार्टर प्रोवाइड करके वहाँ पे आप काम निकलवा सकते हो. ड्यू टू द लैक ऑफ द कंजक्शंस देयर इज अ डेंजर ऑफ द फायर कोज्ड बाय द सराउंडिंग यूनिट, राइट? वहाँ पे जो है वो ज़्यादा इंडस्ट्रीज लगी नहीं होगी तो फिर वहाँ पे कंजक्शंस नहीं होगा, तो लेस चांस जो है वो रहेंगे कि वहाँ पे फायर हो सकता है. देन व्हाट आर द एडवांटेजेस ऑफ द अर्बन एरियाज? सो ए गुड ट्रांसपोर्ट फैसिलिटीज़, जैसे अब अर्बन एरिया की बात करें, सिटी की बात करें, तो सिटी के अंदर ट्रांसपोर्ट फैसिलिटीज़ अवेलेबल हो सकती है, रॉ मटेरियल अच्छे दाम में मिल सकते हैं, आप मूवमेंट करवा सकते हैं अच्छे फैसिलिटी अच्छे ऑप्शन के साथ जो है वो अवेलेबल करवा सकते हैं. फिर आपको इजीली वाटर, एयर, ट्रांसपोर्टेशन, रोड फैसिलिटीज़ वो आप इजी वे में जो है वो आप अवेलेबल कर सकते हैं. देन वहाँ पे जो है कम्युनिकेशन सर्विस जो है वो इजीली अवेलेबल हो जाएगी, बैंकिंग फैसिलिटी नज़दीक में अवेलेबल होगी. सर्विस ऑफ द इंश्योरेंस कंपनीज आर ऑल्सो अवेलेबल इन द सिटीज़. अगर आपके कुछ बहुत कीमती जो है वो इक्विपमेंट्स है तो उनके ऊपर आप इंश्योरेंस ले सकते हैं, आप अपने एम्प्लॉय को इंश्योरेंस प्रोवाइड कर सकते हैं ताकि आपको कुछ डिफ़िकल्ट सिचुएशंस में वो इंश्योरेंस जो है वो आपके एम्प्लॉयज़ और आप कंपनी को जो है वो बेनिफिट दे सकते हैं. देन द एम्पल अवेलेबिलिटीज ऑफ द स्किल एंड अनस्किल वर्कर, वहाँ पे इजीली स्किल और अनस्किल दोनों वर्कर जो है वो अवेलेबल आप करवा सकते हैं. आप इजीली मार्केट में अपना प्रोडक्ट जो है वो बेच सकते हैं. लोकल डिमांड जो है वहाँ पे ज़्यादा होगी तो इजीली आपको ज़्यादा दाम पे आपको जो है वो अच्छे दाम पे आपका प्रोडक्ट जो है वो बिकने के चांसेस हो सकते हैं. द फैसिलिटीज़ ऑफ द एंसिलरीज एंड द सर्विस यूनिट, राइट? छोटी छोटी आपको प्लांट मिल जाएगा तो आप फिर असेंबल करने की फैसिलिटीज़ जो है वो वहाँ पे एम्प्लॉय कर सकते हैं. आप ट्रांसपोर्ट फैसिलिटीज़ से आप अपने एम्प्लॉय को फैसिलिटी ज़्यादा दे सकते हैं. आप अपने एम्प्लॉय को ट्रेनिंग फैसिलिटीज़ प्रोवाइड करके, मैनेजमेंट फैसिलिटीज़ प्रोवाइड करके, स्किल प्रोवाइड करके उनको एक ज़्यादा अच्छे बेहतर पोजीशन में वहाँ पे ला सकते हैं. आप उनकी फैमिलीज़ के लिए जो है वो एजुकेशन, मेडिकल, एक क्रिएशनल जो है वो इंस्टीट्यूट जो है वो बना के आप उनको जो है वो एक ज़्यादा उसका लिविंग स्टैंडर्ड जो है वो अपग्रेड कर सकते हैं. सो दिस आर द सम काइंड ऑफ द benefits of the urban areas. I think you know very well the topic, right? Then what is the dynamic nature of the plant locations? ये आज का हमारा लास्ट टॉपिक रहेगा. तो डायनामिक नेचर जो है वो किसको बोला जाता है? तो नो लोकेशन इज कैन बी कंसिडर्ड एज अ यूनिक एंड कैन रिमेन एज अ गुड फॉर एवर, राइट। ऐसा कोई भी लोकेशन जो नहीं है वो 100 साल 200 साल के लिए जो है वो यूनिक लोकेशंस है, और वो कायमी तौर पे जो है वो यूनिक लोकेशंस रहेगा। बट द बिजनेस अनसर्टिनिटीज एंड द डायनामिज्म इज मे कन्वर्ट ए गुड लोकेशन of the today into a inferior once the tomorrow and the vice versa। आज के लोकेशन के आज के समय के ऊपर वो जो है वो एक यूनिट लोकेशंस है, पर समय के साथ डाइवर्सिटीज के साथ वो जो है वो वाइस वर्सा भी हो सकता है। कल अगर ये लोकेशन जो है वो यूनिक लोकेशन नहीं भी हो सकता है। द लोकेशन स्टडी इज दस रिक्वायर द कांस्टेंट मॉनिटरिंग। तो उसके लिए जो है वो एक कांस्टेंट मॉनिटरिंग जो है वो एक रिक्वायर्ड होता है लोकेशन स्टडी के लिए। दस द प्रॉब्लम ऑफ द डिसीजंस टू मूव और स्टे at particular location is always before the management, especially when some expansion program is undertaken। ये जो है वो एक परमानेंट कांस्टेंट मॉनिटरिंग से जो है वो मैनेजमेंट को क्या बेनिफिट हो सकता है, ताकि आप जब भी फ्यूचर में जो है वो अगर इस चीज़ का एक्सपांशन करना है और एक्सपांशन इस लोकेशन पे करना चाहिए या फिर ये करना चाहिए कि कोई और लोकेशन के ऊपर प्लांट जो है वो आप लगा के वहाँ पे आपका दूसरा यूनिट जो है वो स्टेबल कर सकते हो, कि यहाँ पे जो है वो डायनामिकली जो है वो एक डाइवर्सिफाई जो है वो कंडीशंस अभी के लिए है। पहले जितनी अच्छी थी अब इतनी अच्छी नहीं है, तो आप यहाँ पे एक्सपांशंस नहीं करेंगे प्लांट का। आप क्या करेंगे कि दूसरा प्लांट जो है वो उस लोकेशंस के अंदर, जैसे मारुति ने क्या किया तो कि अपना प्लांट जो था वो हरियाणा के अंदर मानेसर के अंदर था, पर वहाँ पे उन्होंने एक्सपांशन नहीं किया। क्या किया तो कि गुजरात के अंदर अपना दूसरा प्लांट जो है वो शिफ्ट किया। So this is the dynamic nature of the plant location. The shift of that locations of the plants to some other places is known as a relocations। इसको relocations जो है वो बोला जा सकता है, और this is the certain kind of the dynamic nature of your plant location। So this is all about the today's lecture। इसके बाद जो एक टॉपिक आपके साथ स्टडी करना रहेगा विच इज़ दी ये डिफरेंस जो है वो किसको बोला जाता है, प्लांट्स एंड दी एनिमल सेल्स। वो इतना इंपॉर्टेंस नहीं है, आपके सिलेबस के बहुत रिलेट नहीं होता है, इसलिए हम लोग स्टडी नहीं कर रहे हैं। वो बेसिकली उसके अंदर जो हम लोग स्टडी करेंगे वही स्टडी है, व्हाट इज़ द डिफरेंस बिटवीन द रूरल लोकेशंस एंड अर्बन लोकेशंस, जो हमने एडवांटेजेस के साथ हमने उसको स्टडी कर लिया था। सो दिस इज ऑल अबाउट द टुडेज लेक्चर। इफ यू हैव सर्टेन काइंड ऑफ द क्वेरीज, you have certain kind of the doubt, you can ask me in the comment sections। After watching this video you have to write your enrollment number into the comment sections, which is count as your online attendance। So please write your enrollment number into the comment sections। Thank you so much for watching this video।